Here's a question that came in email, Andrew. What are my rights about a doctor taking pictures for patients for insurance purposes? I went to see an eye doctor and a chiropractor this year, and both times the nurses took my picture without my permission or without asking me to sign anything for my permission, and when I asked why they were doing that, they said for medical fraud. Do I have a right to refuse to have my picture taken?
Look, these are your doctors. These are the folks who you went to, who agreed to treat you, and taking photographs of you without your permission is not part of the treatment process. I can't imagine a nurse or anybody in the physician's office taking a photograph of you without explaining what they are doing, why they are doing it, and getting your permission. It sounds to me like these physicians are overly concerned about something that doesn't relate to you at all. And to me, it just sounds inappropriate. I think you should sit down with your doctor and explain how uncomfortable you are with this practice. I think most patients would be uncomfortable with the practice. And to suggest that they're doing it for medical fraud purposes, I'd want an explanation from my doctor as to what their reasoning beyond that is. Taking a photograph has nothing to do with medical fraud. If this physician is taking photographs of all of his patients, I don't think this physician thinks every one of his patients is committing medical fraud. If he's taking a photograph because he wants to be able to look at a photograph to refresh his memory as to who this patient is, in case somebody should call, an attorney call, or an adjuster call, or if he has to write a narrative report, and looking at a photograph helps refresh his memory, that's one thing. But to connect taking that photograph to fraud is just something completely different. But in any event, the patient has every right to give consent to taking the photograph and understanding the reason why the office wants to take his or her photograph.